Richard's story there. Let's speak to Sadiq Vohra, who's a Preston-based employment lawyer. Thanks for joining us this morning. You heard Richard there saying that he's been looking for work for the past 18 months. He's not had any luck. And he thinks that many places of work disregard his CV or application form as soon as they realise he's visually impaired. Now, should they be doing that?
Not really, no. I mean, there may be situations where he is just not suitable for the job.
And you can understand what type of work,
for other reasons. But generally speaking, he should not be disregarded simply because he's got a disability.
So, what counts as a disability in law?
There's a legal definition, and basically it's got to be a substantial adverse effect caused by a physical or mental condition on a long-term basis. So, obviously, the story we've heard from Richard with his visual impairment would be classed as that. I mean, your trivial issues would not be covered.
Right. And when you apply for a job, do you have to put your disability down?
You don't have to put it down, no.
OK. But some people choose to, don't they?
Yes, they do. I mean, they prefer to be upfront, perhaps. I mean, I don't know what the best policy is, but it's for an employer to ensure that they don't discriminate against disabled individuals.
That in practice it is great. But are companies? Do you think some companies are shying away from hiring?
They may well be. I mean, if they are aware that an individual's got disabilities, then there's a legal obligation on them to make reasonable adjustments, and those adjustments may cost money. And obviously some time and effort is required, and that may be off-putting. I'm not justifying that in any sense, but that may be one of the reasons.
But surely all places of work should have access and
absolutely
disabled ramps and
well,
like that.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, an employer has to make reasonable adjustments to accommodate not only disabled employees, but also disabled clients and customers, potentially.
Because as we heard Richard's story there, he's desperate to work, isn't he?
Yes.
He's desperate to work, and you must hear lots of stories like this, do you?
We do. I mean, I deal with a fair number of disability discrimination claims. It's one of the most popular discrimination claims that I deal with. It's mainly because people have been deprived of opportunities, or when they are in work, not having reasonable adjustments made for them, or being treated less favourably because of their disability. And I think that employers may miss out on vital skill sets and experience by discriminating.
Ministers say national attitudes have changed since we've had the Paralympic Games in 2012. Do you think they have changed? Because up until that point, it was always, oh, aren't they brave, and things like that, whereas we looked upon them as world-class athletes.
I would hope that there has been a change and people are seen for the skills they have rather than the disadvantages they may have. But I would hope that continues to improve over time.
What should someone like Richard do, or someone listening this morning who've gone for tons of jobs, or maybe have problem where they work, and they, what should they do? Should they get maybe in touch with someone like you?
Well, I'm happy to assist, but I think the first stop should be having a discussion with the employer or the prospective employer to try and find out what the issues are and to see if they can be resolved. And if they can be resolved, then hopefully they won't need to come and consult somebody like myself. But if that doesn't resolve it, then one of the avenues they can explore is potentially taking the matter to an employment tribunal.
Okay, but that's obviously the last option.
Yes.
Okay. Sadiq, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.